Hi everyone, I'm Christina and welcome to the first video in the Calculus A-Level Mathematics series. So in this video we are defining the gradient of a curve. Our objectives are to recall the gradient of a straight line and to also define the gradient of a curve at a point using tangents. So just a recap of what a tangent is. The definition of a tangent is a straight line that touches a curve at exactly one point. So in this example here, I have a parabola, and if I choose a point on this parabola, let's call it point P with coordinates x, y, tangent to this point will be the straight line that goes through that point, and it only touches that point on this curve. So to find the gradient of this curve at our point xy, we want the gradient of the tangent that goes through it. And so we have a different definition here. At a given point, the gradient of a curve is the gradient of the tangent at that point. Now, I have another curve here, and I've marked a point xy. So if I want to find the gradient of this curve at my point xy, I want to first draw my tangent at that point. So we're going to do the same thing again. The straight line that's going to go through that point. So I want to find the gradient of this straight line. Now, recall from GCSE, the gradient of a straight line G is equal to delta y over delta x. And if we have our straight line on an axis, what we can do is we can choose 2 points on that straight line. So for this tangent, let's say we have P1, which is the point x1, y1, and we have P2 with the coordinates x2, y2. And we want to find the gradient of this straight line given those 2 points. We're going to find the change in the y-axis and the change in the x-axis. So this is our change in x. So you can see that's our change in x. And there we have our change in y. So we can now write an expression for change in y and change in x in terms of our coordinates x1, y1, and x2, y2. That's going to be equal to y2 minus y1, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And so our gradient of our straight line through our point P with coordinates x, y is G equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1.